Welcome to our garden. We moved here 27 years ago and the garden looks very different. It has evolved with our children loving to play outside, and when they outgrew the climbing frame, slide and trampoline, we took the opportunity to further develop the garden. Before we extended the house, it looked like this. The shed on the left is now at the bottom of the garden. Note the size of the apple tree trunk. You will see how it has grown later. The patio is lovely to entertain with a view of the garden. The apple tree is one of the few plants that is still here from 27 years ago. Not only does it give us fruit for pies, it was a favourite for our children to climb when they were younger. Underneath we've planted early flowering rhododendrons, including Rhododendron Mother's Day, a lovely gift I still enjoy each year. The small rock garden is at its best in early May, when the thrift was a dome of bright pink flowers. The larger geranium will flower for most of the summer. This scabious is loved by the bees. Along the left side of the garden is a mature hedge that includes privet, holly, hawthorn and Portuguese laurel. It is great for birds to nest in, and they can be seen all year round, forming a pecking order waiting to get onto the bird feeder. We frequently see goldfinches, house sparrows, greenfinches, nuthatches, as well as blue tits, great tits, starlings and robins. Ground feeders include dunnocks, blackbirds and pigeons. The rose is remembrance, and there is a perennial sweet pea on the trellis that will shortly be flowering. This is our favourite part of the garden. The choicea sundance, or Mexican orange blossom, gives a lovely fragrance when it flowers in May. The pond was built by Neil and our son about 17 years ago, when he was keen for us to encourage more wildlife into the garden. It has been a great success in doing that. Birds visit it for a drink or a bath. Recent visitors include a great spotted woodpecker and 10 starlings having a family splash about. We get frog spawn each year, and this year we had more tadpoles than ever before. During the summer we regularly see dragonflies and damselflies. We do find the dragonfly nymph cases on the irises, where the nymphs have left the pond to emerge as dragonflies. In the pond are iris, marsh marigold and water forget-me-not, with both the marsh marigold and the forget-me-not being native plants. The pink water lily has yet to flower. The hostas and lady's mantle we think work well by the pond. With frogs close by in the pond, the hostas survive with little damage from slugs and snails. The arum lily flamingo was planted last year. The nectar appeals to insects, and we recently saw 2 rose chafer beetles with their metallic sheen in one of the flowers. This area remains a work in progress. A large yucca had to be cut down last autumn, and due to the lockdown we have not been able to buy plants for this area as we intended. The foxgloves attract the bees. Soon there will be echinacea and cornflowers. The purple buddleia will provide nectar for butterflies later in the summer. The sundial beside the flax was made by our son. Our wildflower area is where the trampoline used to be. It includes oxeye daisy, birdfoot trefoil, red campion, knapweed, yarrow, buttercups, thistles and teasels. Through the arch takes us past our berberis hedge to our vegetable garden. A recent addition to the garden is the workshop. It is for this reason that the vegetable garden has been redesigned. Previously we kept chickens in this area. In this part of the vegetable garden we are growing parsnips, garlic, rainbow chard, lettuce, courgettes, peas and runner beans. The lettuce has fencing to keep the pigeons off. In the greenhouse we have tomatoes, cucumbers, chilies and peppers. The red currants and black currants will soon be ready to harvest. The rhubarb was planted this year, so we will not be able to enjoy it until next year. Behind are 3 ballerina trees, which are 2 eating apple and 1 pear tree. We have some autumn raspberries with more to be added. The intention is to add a plum tree against the new fence, which we would like to grow into a fan shape. This vegetable patch has lettuce and French beans. Behind is a log pile and bug hotel. This is a pleasant area to sit in the shade and enjoy a different view across the garden. With its roots contained, this shade-loving fatsia or false castor oil plant will not grow to its full height of over 2 metres. When we moved into the house, the garden looked like this, with little in flowering plants. There were a large number of mare's tails on the left by the fence, which also grew into the lawn. Over the years we've managed to eradicate these invasive and persistent weeds. The greenhouse on the right was soon moved to the other side of the hedge to give it some protection from ball games. This side of the garden is north facing, so it retains moisture and is shady. It has been a challenge to select plants for it. Our variety of ferns work well with the bamboo, as do our camellias, which flower in March and April, and the hypericum is just starting to flower. We hope you've enjoyed seeing our garden.